is how far what we're doing is curriculum design per se, or how far it's personal professional development.
My question is what is the difference between the two?
All students will do some personal professional development, which or personal development planning. That is a slice of almost every university course, even if they don't have any personalisation in the curriculum or any say in the curriculum. So I don't think they're equivalent. But in terms of how we're interpreting it, it's a very interesting question. I mean, what's your perception?
Personal development helps somebody identify their strengths and weaknesses. Those strengths and weaknesses are then filled in by the curriculum. If you're doing a personal development plan as part of your course and discover actually the things you're weak at or the things that you're interested in aren't the course you're doing, you want to change the course you're doing.
Right.
So from my perspective, separating those two out is not achieving anything for the student.
Okay.
From that perspective.
And one of the issues that we've had in dealing with employers has been they don't want personalisation. They want to dictate what their staff are going to study, because that's what they've decided is the necessary curriculum.
But the interesting thing was that they actually wanted them to study reflection.
Yes.
And the process of reflection opens the mind up and enables somebody to say, actually, I'm in this job, I've got these skills, but that job over there I could do as well, and I want to work towards that. And that seemed to be missing.
So what we really need to be looking at doing then is using personal and professional development as a mechanism which enables us to work with employers in order to convince them that it's a good thing for their staff to have that flexibility and that openness, rather than going in and saying, isn't personalisation a good thing? Because personalisation is not what they're thinking, but what they're thinking is well-developed, self-aware staff is a good thing, even if that means that those staff may then discover things that they actually want to move elsewhere in the organisation.
That key term, trust, comes up an awful lot in coaching, and it's about the fact that once people have trust, they take ownership, and when they take ownership, they apply much more back into whatever they're doing. And if they want to develop that, they're going to have to trust their staff to do what's best for the company. And it's a risk, but that's going to have to come in there for that to come out the other end. So maybe, the stuff from Tim Galway's book, that they're working with organisations to enable organisations to realise that if you want somebody to take ownership of their customer service and really work with that customer, you've got to give them the trust to do it. Because just giving them a set of rules and saying that you have to be good at A, B and C doesn't... Do you know what I mean? They're working to a formula then. But how does this fit back into curriculum creation with employers?
With the professionals, it's slightly different, I think, because the professionals are coming as members of existing members of a profession who have got competencies that they've got to evidence, but are not being told how they evidence that.
Yeah.
So they can actually make choices about what they need to do, and they can make assessments about their own position at the moment. But in terms of other employers, I think there's a negotiation that we have that we haven't had yet. So the staff in the university who are offering the provision, at the point they're negotiating what that provision is, so that we can build this into that provision. Because actually what's happening at the moment, people are coming to us saying, we're really interested in what you're doing, can we add it on? But it doesn't add on because it needs to be embedded within
they just want to take
design.
The
They just want to take the bits
good.
of... Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, need to actually find out what different faculties are doing working with the employers that they engage with, because I think we'll find we're working with professionals, we're working with teachers, we've got the health professions and so on, we can do that. But when we're talking about employers and providing courses and so on for specific employers, as it was with the hospitality one, I think we need to be involved in that much earlier. It could be a different tack, and it's whether we choose to follow that as well as working with the professions and the competencies that are delivered by professional bodies, to work with discrete employers and see what happens with that. It'd be interesting.
Would be very interesting.